Good morning and thanks so much for tuning into the Trade Setup with me, Niraj Shah. It's a start of yet another exciting week of trade. And let's start with the global news flow. Of course, aside of the fact that PM Modi and his cabinet took oath, as well as India beat Pakistan in yet another World Cup encounter. That is the top global news flow, by the way. But besides that, from a market's perspective, US Treasury yields shot up after the May payrolls data topped expectations. And it had a bit of an impact on the US markets because they were quiet. We'll get to that in a moment. Asian markets are mixed ahead of the Fed and BOJ decisions this week. Fed, particularly on Wednesday, very, very important. So watch out for that. Japanese shares individually opened higher thanks to robust economic data. And oil is steadied after weekly losses as the market looks ahead to the Fed rate. In fact, the Brent is slightly below 80 now and not above 80, which is a good sign from a market's perspective. And, you know, it's an important week because of multiple things, right? The FOMC rate decision on Wednesday, the 3.0 cabinet portfolio allocation happening this week, and everybody's waiting with bated breath as to who gets finance, who gets railways in particular. A lot of them, like external affairs, people say it's a bit of a no-brainer as well. So let's wait and watch. CPI data from India, US and China, amongst other countries, very important this week as well. There is AMFI data, and what is the retail investors' allocation, if you will, in a very volatile period gone by. It would be very important to watch out for. Annual Investors Day for Tata Motors, Tata Communication, Mahindra & Mahindra. So a lot of important stocks to monitor. Like I said, US markets were soft. Quiet, if you will. Asia is mixed. Nikkei is up, Shanghai is flattish, Hang Seng is down, ASX is higher, Kospi is lower. Our implied open suggests a bit of steadiness. 42 points is really nothing to be worried about or otherwise. Okay, now let's take a look at the trade setup for the day. I think the markets may be quiet ahead of the FOMC commentary. Very difficult to see global markets take a large move ahead of the FOMC commentary, particularly because most people now expect that there will be status quo and no change on this thing, but on the rate decision. But what if the Fed were to be a bit more dovish? I think that's the interesting piece, which is why I think that global markets may be a bit quiet. I really doubt that even if the markets were to shoot up on one day, I think they'll come off the next day. So just bear in mind until Wednesday evening, don't expect too much of a movement. The big news is from the FOMC, really. Indian markets likely a few steps away from being a tactical sell. As of now, at this point of time, I don't think at 2290 we're a tactical sell. So from a perspective of a trading Nifty future short, I would suspect don't go out and short Nifty futures at this point of time. Maybe a few points higher. Definitely not now, or maybe the positions change a bit then. As of now, doesn't look like that. And from a stock specific or a sector specific perspective, I think IT is now emerging as a contra buy with select pharma as well for FNO traders. Spoke to a bunch of trading minds, and I think these should come out from a trading perspective on the long side as pockets that people are watching out for. Okay, what about, fund flows is important, by the way. 4,391 crores. FI is making a bit of a comeback, puts IT and pharma, IT and banking firmly in focus again. So let's wait and watch. Maybe the large flow is also on aside of the bulk deals that have happened. Remember, there are a couple of deals in which promoters have sold and maybe some FIs might have bought into as well. But this could well be because of IT and could be interesting delivery-based buying that we saw in some of those names in Friday's session as well. So that should be watched out for. Let's get the stock-specific news flow going. Dr. Reddy's US FDA has completed GMP inspection. The API manufacturing facility has given 4 observations. I wonder if this kind of puts Dr. Reddy's in a bit of a spot today. Let's figure it out, how serious these observations are. I personally don't have a handle on this. Maybe in the next 1 hour, we'll get some data around that. So watch out for Dr. Reddy's, though. If it starts off lower, you know why. Raymond was up 7% already. Will develop a residential project in Bandra with potential revenue of over 2,000 crores. So watch out for this one. Could be further positives for this one. Suzlon will probably see a slam dunk. An independent director has resigned, citing issues with corporate governance standards. Ordinarily, I would say that this stock will get hammered in trade today. I still think it will. But what Suzlon also did is that it did an analyst meet or a con call on a Sunday after this development happened and tried to assure markets that all is okay. In fact, brokerages like Nuvama and some others have come out and said that they do not cite a problem. So Nuvama says that with Suzlon, with turning around its financial position and the operational ramp-up expected in FY25, the management is looking to address the needs of business first and intends to implement such best-in-class suggestions in due course. We hence find no reason to stray away from our buy thesis on Suzlon, unchanged target of 53, driven by the upturn in wind sector and the financial turnaround of the company. So Nuvama shows confidence, a very interesting message as well that they've given out. Let's wait and watch if Suzlon sees some buying at lower levels. I do suspect it'll start off lower, so do watch out for that one. MGL says at the analyst meet that if natural gas comes under GST, they expect to pass on the benefit with no room for margin expansion. So therefore, watch out for MGL. May not necessarily have the best. It has, I mean, gas stocks have gained a bit on the belief that this GST inclusion will benefit them. MGL says that no big changes. They maintain the overall target of 6 to 7% volume growth. The positive, though, is that brokerages say it is cheaper compared to IGL and therefore they like it. So watch out for MGL in the session today. I think it may just unravel a little bit. Sudarshan Chemicals, HDFC Mutual Fund bought about 10.28 lakh shares. This should be construed a positive. The only issue is that it's the promoter who sold that stake, minus stake 1.53%. Don't know which way the street will take it. The other one also a bit difficult to guess about Thermax because the exit is from Nalanda. Pulak Prasad's fund getting out usually evokes a response, but the buyer is also SBI Mutual Fund. So in some sense, maybe evens it out. Let's wait and watch. If Thermax reacts negatively, you know why it is doing that. Then I've missed out on IDBI Bank, if I'm not wrong. Oh, okay. We'll get to that in a moment. First, let's also reiterate Airtel because with this 4% up move that it did on Friday, CLSA reiterates a buy with the target price of 1450. Airtel has entered with that up move the $100 billion market cap club, and CLSA believes that the risk reward is favorable and the key drivers are high growth, scalable business, strong management, and global competitive edge. Watch out for Airtel in case it has a further upside. Their target price, as I said, is 1540. Some other stocks in news. IDBI Bank is going to get a refund of 2,700 crores. Watch out for this one, may react positively. Borussia Renewables via rights issue will raise up to 450 crores. And Arts and Engineering received an ENC order for 126 crores at the Guwahati airport. So watch out for this one as well. Net, a lot of stocks that might benefit, but markets may be a bit quiet. Thanks so much for tuning into the Trade Setup.